moment. But two lower-level free agent James Edward III's reports on the Pistons could be interested in is Torrey Craig and Yuta Watanabe. I cannot say his last name.
Don't say his last name.
Okay.
Just don't say it. Just say Yuta.
Yuta. This also comes from the Hoops iPod. I kind of like Torrey Craig. Like, I liked his game. Why do you think? But every time I've always been kind of nervous about just throwing his name out there on Twitter because I feel like he just gets dumped on so much. I thought he was always a solid player. I'd be happy with either one of these guys. And I felt Yuta kind of got, shortchanged when the Brooklyn Nets made that trade. Like, he was the guy that got moved to the bench, but he was having a good year earlier in this season. But yeah. I guess who are you looking at?
I think Torrey Craig makes a lot of sense. He's been vastly underpaid throughout his career. He was with Monty, and he's a cheap 3-and-D wing that you can get. You're not going to have to break the bank to get him. He even played in Denver before. I remember having him on fantasy, and he was just productive. Like, he's just a good player. With Yuta, I think why the Pistons would be intrigued is that 3-point shooting. When he was in Brooklyn, there was a month where he was shooting 50% from three. I think he finished the season, mid-40s, which is still great. When I look at like names like these, they're very underrated and under the radar, and you wouldn't really expect, the Pistons to go after. Maybe Torrey Craig you would because of the Monty Williams connection, but Yuta I think is been underrated. I mean, I remember him on Toronto. He didn't have that shooting in Toronto that he did in Brooklyn. Brooklyn has done a really good job at just developing, players over the years. Their development is really good over there. I would be interested in both. It's just I kind of like these names, but they're really sneaky in my opinion. They're like low key names that I could be on board with.
I mean, Torrey Craig shot 40% if you round up on 3 attempts this past season. That's huge. That's great shooting. What did Yuta shoot? Wasn't he shooting like something like 48% from 3 at one point during the season?
Yeah, like he was just berserk from 3, man. Like I remember KD was like praising him, saying like, man, he's shooting higher than I am right now, like shooting like damn near 50%.
Yeah, I think Kyrie Irving was praising him, calling him the best shooter in the NBA as well.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you can get him at a cheap deal, I think most Pistons fans would be on board. Same with Torrey Craig. I mean, like, you obviously need wings, you need vets. Like Torrey Craig, you're not gonna have to overpay for Torrey Craig. The guy, if you look at his career earnings, he hasn't made a whole lot throughout his career.
You think he makes more than Marvin Bagley? Do you think either one of these guys get paid more than Marvin Bagley?
Yuta might. Just because of the shooting and where the league is now, like, obviously you need 3-point shooters. Like, I could see, like, a team like the Kings, like, this going all in on a Yuta. But, like, hey, man, they're two nice players, in my opinion.
He's a pretty good defensive player, though, too, right? Yuta is. Like, he's
an average. He's not, like, a lockdown defender by any means.
Yeah, no, but, I mean, great size at that 3 spot at 6'9", 250. And he's a lefty. Yeah, sign him up, man. We need more.